pop in and stuff. Like today I did yours. I'm a first. I'm first. Hoping I
Yeah.
can pop in and do one. So
We'll see if
did you?
anybody in here in the next. I like to give it a minute.
Oh, it takes people a second to wake up and all that kind of stuff. That's
Yeah.
normally when I'm getting set up and doing my little thingamajigger. Did I send you? Do you see the pictures? I sent you pictures of that job, didn't I? I think
No,
you've seen it. That monster door. We got to put an opener on.
no, I did not see it. No,
No, I thought it was between you and maybe Rich B.
maybe you did, and I overlooked it. I got you guys.
Yeah, and then you know how it goes. Of course,
Yeah.
now we're on our phones, so you can't do nothing.
I
You're
know.
paralyzed.
I know. I'll go looking for my phone. You start talking that. Like one night, I was like, "Where? What's that?" Today, I did a operator swap. The guy called me, scheduled it in, scheduled. He said, "Hey, I haven't used my garage in a while. I just need you to align some stuff, blah, 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 get her." And I asked the guy, I said, "Does the opener work?" He's, oh yeah, it works. It works. So I started in, I fixed the photo cells. Noticed once I lined them up, they were still blinking. I got back there and I looked, and I'm like, that's wired up wrong. So I wired it up. I couldn't even find the wall button. He was like he had a lot of stuff in the garage. And um, so I wired everything up and I program a remote. I think that's what I did. Or no, I just wired it and then tapped them together. So
Okay.
off gear sprocket assembly, gears shredded inside.
Okay. Okay.
Great. And it's 25 degrees. So
Ah,
I said, "Hey, I get them back out there." I said, you're going to have a lot of money in this. You want a keypad, you want two remotes, gear sprocket assembly now. I said, "You're going to have a lot of money in this, buddy."
right.
And he goes, "Well, here, just wait a minute." He goes digging in his pile. He said he could digs out two LiftMasters.
No.
Son of a gun, and they're used.
Yeah.
I said, "Work? Do they work?" What they? Yeah, they work. I said, "Well, that's gonna." I said, "For me to hang it, it's gonna be $350 to $400."
No.
I was my butt off. I'd already, I had all the time in on this other one.
Right. Right.
So yeah, ended up saving him money because on this other stuff he had the keypad, he had two remotes, so I was going to sell him all that stuff, so all that
Yep.
truck, and then he was able to use his own. But I still got my $400. There's cool 21. Man,
Nice. Yeah, we see how our numbers climb.
holy cow,
Make
35.
sure you guys. We want to know if you guys.
Yeah. Do we have 35 people hitting? If you could hit that like button, that'd help us out and tell you're real. Or we're up to 38, it says.
Yeah.
We are.
Yeah. That is
We
crazy.
likes
That
out
is
of
crazy.
38 people on here. That I think it's computer.
It's AI,
Yeah.
right? AI generated. I should tell you. I came across actually. They're doing an AI secretary, and if you want, I'll send you the link. It was actually pretty darn good. It was through Jobber, and I thought, wow, it's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah. I'd like to look into that. Did I
You
just,
know.
oh, is it snowing?
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately,
It's
it is. We're getting a little bit here. Like I said, just started coming down. Probably enough to make the roads nasty tomorrow.
yeah. Yeah. We got a dusting out there tonight. We get 5 inches by Sunday. They said we'll see.
Right. Oh yeah, I got the truck ready for tomorrow. Bunch of all kinds of stuff.
Oh yeah.
So
Excited.
yep. So I'll be out. I got Caleb coming tomorrow. He's gonna help. So that'll be interesting. Nice warm garage though. Nice, 60.
Yeah.
It said 64 on the thermostat. I seen when I was walking past.
That's in that. That's doing that operator install.
Yeah. So I don't quite. Hey, I see we got 4 likes. I don't quite
Now,
know if I don't know if it's
uh-huh.
so LiftMaster. Need to do. Um, looks like I'm glitching a little bit. Looks like you. It said we need to go bigger. So whoever installed them originally.
Yeah,
So
that's cool. So, you
what's that?
you doing a video on that?
I probably will. I probably will. Like I said, see what I can get of it. It's I don't know. The one's going to be tough. Like I said, I think I sent you the picture. You'll have to see it. It's there's a. I think Rich B was talking about it. There's a register and there's a crane. So we're going to be
Oh,
extended over a little bit. It's not going to be fun.
I'll have to look at it. I'll have to look back at those.
Yeah, because I think he sent us something with the ladder. Oh, that's right. You said something I think on it about uh the ladder. You were like, is that OSHA approved or something?
Oh,
Or
yeah.
I think it was in there. Yeah, I see Evan hopped on.
Is it?
So yeah, so what can you even do? Can you do 2 or can you do 3 people on a live?
I wonder if I could add somebody now. I know at the beginning I could send a link.
Huh.
Let me see.
I'm just curious. Obviously, I'm sure Evan's he's all cuddled in bed, man.
Yeah, you cutting out, man. Yeah, you did.
I can switch me over to.
I'm looking to see if I can add anybody, and I don't know how to. Hey, we're 5 for 5. We have 5 people, 5 likes. Awesome.
Nice, nice,
Oh
good.
yeah, I can send a link to Evan
Well, I'll be
if
darned.
Evan wants to get in.
What did you Were you a part? Whoa, it says, do you need another moderator, Tony? Yeah, you should make sure you can get um Evan as a moderator.
Okay, I sent him an invite too. Let's see. How do you do that, Dave?
I think you just click on
Oh,
them.
we go.
I don't know, and then you can do. I think it's like professional or standard moderator. I think I normally just do whatever is the lower one because I don't know what the higher one does. If they can, well, I don't know what they could do.
Yeah, it says he's a moderator.
He's gonna have a wrench. He's gonna get the wrench. So I always say I'm gonna get a blue wrench. Carry around blue wrench when I go to
Evan,
IDA show.
Evan, comment again and see if it brings you up with the wrench. Hey, we
Oh,
have 7 likes. Thanks, guys.
oh
Appreciate
yeah, heck yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
it. Hey, I wanted to celebrate because I got over 100 subscribers. Here, check
Woo-hoo.
this out.
I'm glad you actually did that. I was gonna bring my hat and I forgot it.
Daggone it.
It would just say Happy New Year, but
Yeah.
you know. Oh man, that's funny. That is funny.
Yeah, there he goes. He's got a wrench.
Oh snap! Link you sent me just back to watching the. Oh, I wonder if back to watching the live stream. So maybe you can't do 3. I don't know how it would do on the screen, but
I
maybe.
think it'd be nice if he joined in to see if it could. Oh, I want to show you something, by the way.
Oh yeah.
I went out and bought these remotes
Okay, yeah.
today. Have you ever used them?
Nah, no, I'm not real fluent with them.
You ever opened them up or anything?
I mean, what was it like? Is it got the button in the backside, or is it,
No.
No. Okay.
No button
Okay.
on the back that you stick in. It's
No.
two button, but it's rated for a gate and a like a home. A,
Okay.
um, there's multiple things you can do with it, but
Okay.
I want to show you this. Check this out, Dave. You open this up. Look at the battery. This is what floored me.
What battery?
The
Oh, I'll be darned.
AAA battery.
Huh? What?
I know. I said, what the heck?
I'm just seeing if we got one over here on the wall.
I
Huh.
thought this is way too cool because everybody's got one of these laying around.
That is true.
Everybody's got these,
That is true. That's nice. That's why I always really
and I would
liked.
carry them. I'm always hunting for the daggone things in my truck. Where'd I put them? Where
Yeah.
did I slide off to? Oh, they slipped down here.
That's why I always like these. The multi-code,
Yeah,
because they always took a 9 volt.
yeah,
In the factories and stuff, they work really good.
yeah. I thought that was slicker than crap. I thought, holy cow.
And which one is that? The
That's
892?
the 892 LT.
All right, so I do have one.
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah,
I guess I do have one.
yeah,
I think I'm going to see for myself.
yeah. You gotta look at that.
I
Yeah,
don't. I don't. I don't know if I believe Papa Tony. I think he's
I,
he's doing trickery here.
I am. Yeah, watch it. I have magic.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Ain't gonna. How LiftMaster ain't gonna make something real convenient for us like that. They're gonna do those flat batteries and make you go down to Walgreens.
Oh no, LiftMaster's our buddy, Dave. Come on.
Yes, that's right. Yes, I'll be darned. Wow. Huh. I will be darned. This one's it's an Energizer
Yeah.
Max. You got the Max? Hmm.
Let me look. I just put it back in.
All right. All right.
Yep,
I'll be darned.
I got the max.
So,
Negative.
I guess I told you that that remote you had, but when I was looking online, it said 0.20 or whatever, and I was like, well, crap, maybe that remote would work, and he just wasn't programming it right. Why is
Well,
this one? Why is this one got a learn button in it? what's the
well,
what's the
I was looking here. Manual, which you got one there.
Yeah.
Where did I see that? There. All the functions. Maybe it's on the bottom.
Security Plus 2.0? It's got yellow learn. 315.
Yeah, and then it should have 390.
Yep, 390.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and you can pop it. It says, where is it? Yeah, yellow learn. What the heck? Where did I see that at? I thought this is pretty slick.
But what'd you have out there in the field? You had a Max?
Yeah, I always carry the 8 just because it hooks up to everything. I thought
Hmm.
I couldn't get it to link up.
I know. So that's why I kind of went after I was looking at the thing. I thought, well, maybe that Max should link up. He's just not
Well,
getting the right rotation, or it's not in the right program mode.
when I bought these, I asked the guy. I said, "So," what's the difference? Are these any different than?" He goes, "It's two button versus three." Well, that ain't the case. I read it somewhere.
Hmm.
Because
Really?
so much more it did. I was like, "Holy crap, this is cool."
So you're thinking that this 892, 892 does more?
Yeah, it does. I know I've seen it somewhere. Give me a minute here.
Oh, you're fine. I'm just playing around. Let me see what this one says.
Oh, maybe it was in here. I was looking in my Bible, my spring Bible.
Oh,
That's what it was. Where I was reading about right here. Yeah, right here, right here.
all right, all right. Holy cow, that's got a lot of stuff.
It does a
What
lot. It's and you see the price at Service Spring. It's $37.
Okay,
I
okay.
got one, so I did good. I had to buy 10. I had to spend $310.
Pricey.
Yeah, you know. Oh well, somebody will pay for it.
Oh, they will. They will. They'll get burned up somewhere. I was just
Yeah,
looking at my my Holy Bible here, trying to see if I could find
it's on page 49.
49. That's if I got a new modern book here.
I've got 2024.
Oh, oh, look, I got 2023. What a jerk.
Well, I bet it'd be close. I do have a 2020.
It's getting close. I'm in the openers. I just got remotes. There's remotes. Who do they like more? Who do they like more? Dang, Service Spring is selling Guardian too, huh? Huh.
But each button can also be cloned to a LiftMaster dip switch code, uh, remote code. That unit that you have out there in the shop,
Yeah.
it comes with a 811 LT or LM, the remote. It says
Really?
at least on the LiftMaster here, that's what it said. It came with,
Huh.
and I was like, oh, wait a minute. But then let me look here. Yeah, right here it says it comes with an 811 LMX
Okay.
security 2.0 and a max remote. That's what it says in there.
Right.
Or no, it's recommended accessories. So that's the remote they're saying, but this is telling me different.
Hmm.
Like you said, the 892 LT is right here. It says it's ideal for a gate communication for one button, and the other control, would work the garage door.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Each button is independently compatible and programmable to the Security 2.0 tri-band
Hmm.
slash 315 390 megahertz Security plus 315 megahertz or Security plus 390 megahertz. That's pretty good, I thought.
I just don't understand why the Max is not linking up. That just
I'll
makes
look, see what it says about the Max. Here,
I've not even seen the Max in my Service Spring.
right now. Oh, here it is. It says 3-button Max. That's all it says.
Huh. Huh. In the Service Spring book or what? Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
here,
it
look.
does. Yeah, it does in mine
Three
too. I
Max.
guess.
It goes to two, and it's got this whole freaking 3-paragraph.
Yeah. What the heck? So I mean, let me see here. The Max. This one's the Max instruction. Do 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 do. The Max. The Max says. I wonder if it's missing like that 310 or something. I don't know.
The Max.
I'm just wondering. I got the Max manual. It's
Let me
pretty
look.
vague. I don't see it like the other one where it mentioned.
I think I took them all out to the truck. I have had some in here today.
This is Spanish. Security 2.0, which this one does. Security 2.0, got it. 315. We got 315. 390. Yes, we have 390. 390 billion code. So it's missing 310.
Is that what it is?
That's what I'm just coming up with so far. I don't see 310.
It does have that 310,
Let's see, 315. Yep, 390. 2.0.
and it's an MC.
Yeah, so I don't know if it's the 310 that the gate operator needs. I mean, it'd be nice to know.
It would
Let
be.
me look at the one that you said that was ideal for. Where did that one go? Where did that one go?
That
Here
was
it is. That was a 811 MX.
XX. It was a LMX.
LMX, yep.
So one button, programmable dip switch. Oh, using security plus 2.2, and this
Yep.
one, it's 315
Right.
90.
I don't see 310.
I don't.
So
It replaces the. Oh, that's another thing on this 892 LT
uh-huh.
says here the LiftMaster dip switch code remote control 811 LM 61 LM or 361 LM. I think this takes place of those.
Okay.
Yeah, they can be cloned to those. That's what they can be cloned to those three different. Like if you have a 61 LM, that's what that's the 893.
Yeah, I believe so. What is this one? Yeah, 893 Max. I'm just playing with it.
Yeah,
I never knew it had the button, until I was watching, the program and stuff to learn on the back.
you know why it has a button?
So you can rotate the codes, right?
Yeah, like if I believe I don't know about those, but the other ones it used to be that when you had that button back there, if it was 2 or 3 button, you could
Yeah.
program the first one, then you'd have to go and hit that button to program the second one to
Oh.
the other remote or to the other operator. And I don't know about the Max. I've never tried it.
All I remember is I used to when they came out, I think it was a 3 button. They used to have a really fancy one. They had blue lights on it. They
Oh,
were
they're
and huh?
they were silver.
Yep.
I
Yep.
have them.
And they'd have weird glitches to them. Like they would light up occasionally, like when I was driving. All of a sudden, I see it like the light turns on, like flitter. I'm like, what the heck is that? I always thought it was a cop, you
Yeah.
know. And
Uh-huh.
then I swear they did something else. I can't quite remember. Like they wouldn't work, or they would kick the door open
They were
randomly.
I just didn't like them. They felt really hard to program. They didn't work.
Something.
Yeah.
There was something glitchy about them. I remember. I kind of got rid of them when I could.
Yeah, they come in a box, clear face.
Yep.
Remember?
Yep.
Yeah.
It'd be cool if I still had one. I don't think I do, but like I said, I remember I had to have them because they were the coolest.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, they might have came with the that 3900 jack shaft when they first come out, or that's what you had to
Yeah.
program to.
Yeah. You might be right.
That was years ago.
You
But
might be right. You might
it
be right.
seems like that's when I used them, and I hated those things.
You gotta check out. You need to check out these comments.
Yeah. I've been busy. I'll try here. Wish Evan was here.
Uh,
Gosh, Tanner's here.
I know.
M. Hey, guys here. Awesome. Let's see. Let's start it. Let's start LiftMaster. Let's see. Linked. Okay, we've already done that. Rusty here. Let's say guy overhead says what we learn. What we learning.
We're trying to learn ourselves.
We're trying to learn. Yeah. We're in learning.
We're in training right now.
No, we call it learning.
Oh, right.
Oh, Evan sent me something. Hang on a second. I don't know. Let's see.
Where is it, man? I thought I had some ancient old ones. Maybe not. Maybe not. Let's see here.
Let's see. How did I do that? I go to Evan.
What you got here? I'll read some of these comments too. What's Lisa said, yeah, takes me to join. Rusty's what's up, guys? Rusty, let us know what you did, man. What you doing this week? What we learning, got Evan still better than the batteries you had to use with the 61 in the 61 LM. I wish everything was old school. I like 9 volts and AA, AAA. That's just how I like. Let's see here. Morgan M. What's up, Morgan? What's 350 and 390 hertz? That's like the frequency they use. Evan says Morgan 315 was purple learn button. 390 was red learn button. Morgan's got thanks. What's yellow? What's yellow? It's a yellow belly. What gets me though is I want to look at this. Did you get things figured out over there, Tony? Did you freeze up? You must be looking at something. 99. I don't know what the genies are. Da-da-da-da. Part something. The genies. What's the genie work on?
Evan, did that work?
Check it out. You probably don't know, Tony. Do you know what Genie runs on for megahertz?
No, I do not. I do not. I'm not a big Genie. Hang on, I can look.
Because what's really weird about the Genies, at least on the commercial end, is we don't ever have to put extenders on them. No range extenders through metal building. The Power Master seems to be right there too.
They run on 315, 390. Let's see here.
What's yellow? Tanner's in the house. Sometimes on those 892s, 894s, you need to push the button a few times to get them to program like universal remote.
I believe that one.
Yeah, I remember it seems like the commercial openers, gate operators, especially like LiftMaster, they're a little more, they're not as forgiving as a residential opener.
Mm-hmm.
I've actually, when I programmed like some of the commercial ones, it doesn't always happen this way, but you go to program and it's like it'll flicker and do something different. And I'm like, okay, it looks like it got it. It won't take it out of program mode. So then you got to like hit the button again to take it out of program mode. Then you hit remote, and then it's good to go. So that's why, like, in a nutshell, for me anyways, when I'm kind of nervous or I'm under pressure, I don't know exactly what I'm doing. I like to have the original designed remote. No, learning universal crap. I just want the remote that works for this. So I have one variable.
Yeah. Oh yeah. A lot of guys, here it is, and then
Right. What's Evan got? Evan, yellow doesn't have a frequency number that I'm aware of. It's called Security Plus 2.0. Tanner says the 893 Max should work on anything 93 and newer. So just to give some of you guys a little story on some of the stuff too, Tony was working on a gate operator, and he was struggling. Last minute, I looked online and we went to the 892.
Yep, 892 LT
is what it said online, and I'm not real big on the LiftMaster gate operators. That's just what it said, so that's what I threw at him. So you got some now? You said
me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I bought 10 of them.
How'd you get them so fast? I didn't quite understand. How'd you get them so fast?
That's special. No, we have this company that's called Maple Lane Metals,
Okay.
and it's Amish ran,
Okay.
and it's cash, check, no credit card,
Wow. Okay.
and they sell everything there, from swing sets to sheds to metal roof to
Huh.
roll the roof out. They make the roof, the
Oh
metal.
yeah.
Well, they built my building out back.
Oh sure. Sure.
There's
Yep.
my building up, and I just call them, and yeah, I'm a wheeler and dealer, and I always in there, and it's I can tell when people jack it up on you a little bit, you know,
Sure.
give you a
Sure.
price, and it's like, well, let me go check. They come back, oh, they're $38.
Ah.
Well, for 10 of them, oh well, 10. And that's why I keep my Bible with me so I know prices.
Gotcha.
And then I walk in there knowing that, hey, 37 bucks for one through LiftMaster.
Right. Right.
So I ended up getting them for about the 25 to or so range for from Service Spring. I had to buy 10 of them. I got 31 bucks.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I was like, yeah, give me 10.
Huh. That's kind of weird.
But
It kind of throws me. I wonder if there's a common theme behind that because our biggest LiftMaster vendor in Michigan, um, they don't take credit card either.
yeah.
So that's just
Isn't
that's
that
just
yeah.
kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know
I know.
why.
I mean, I had to run back home, get my checkbook. It's like, and they close it. The van picks him up at 4.
Oh, sure.
All the guy, he goes,
Sure.
I'm leaving at 4. You gonna be able to be here by 4? I'm thinking,
Yeah.
I don't want to run your ass home.
Well, and it's weird too because we actually have a Amish place too that rolls steel out,
Yeah,
for roofs and that. And they actually deal, but they're not real big, but they do deal with like garage doors and stuff like that. So it's just kind of weird that,
this place is huge.
yeah, that's just weird to me.
I think I told you I sold him some property
Okay, yep,
that I
yep,
paid $50 for, and
sure,
for $55,000.
yep, yep.
They put a sign up. So yeah, they're
Let me throw through some of these comments here. What do we got?
I
Frequency,
like willing and dealing.
wheeling and dealing. There's nothing wrong with that. What's Rusty says? You guys just reminded me I need to order the 380 UT remote.
Oh yeah, that's that red and black one, isn't it?
Yeah, I think
It
yeah. Well, 380, you
no,
say?
I
Yeah.
think that's 375 or something, isn't it?
No, it's over there. It's got the two buttons and the red
Yeah.
cover,
Okay.
whatever.
Has that little black clip.
Yeah, you pull it down and
Yeah.
do your learn button
Blue
in there.
light. Yeah.
Dave, those old Max remotes had the little hole. Oh, that's right. On the side to put a program mode. That's right. I forgot. I had little
Oh
pin.
yeah, those two. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. That's the ones.
That's like I think before they come up with the slot in the back. You pulled.
Yep. I actually I wouldn't sell them for whatever reason. Like I said, I can't quite put my finger, but I used them personally. And the problems, like I think I remember being in my bed one time, looking outside, watching snow or something, and I could see my visor in my truck, and I could see
Blue.
it, and I could see it right. And I'm like, that right there is callbacks.
Yeah.
That's gonna be somebody going, "Hey, this remote you sold me is bad," or "Hey, don't you think the remote flashing is going to kill the battery?" What am I supposed to say to that? Like, you
But
know,
it looks pretty, doesn't it?
you're right, right, right.
Every-
Yeah, because every time you push the button, they had that blue, really nice blue, da 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 da. It was cool. But
Yeah.
I was glad I was the guinea pig. But anytime I was found them in the packaging, I would take them out. I would basically use them for friends or family, like almost giveaways,
Yeah.
and I'd
Oh,
put something else in there.
They sucked. I hate them. I still got. I know I have one or two out there.
Yeah,
I hate.
yeah. Dun. Evan's got, yeah, those were the, was it 373p LMS? He says, I believe you're talking about where the LED came on randomly. I'm glad I'm not the only one that had the problem.
Yeah. No, it happened.
Sky's here. What's up, Sky? He
Have
says, I have a 973 Max. He says, with the blue light and the box. He said, I think it has a dead battery. We'll put a
oh,
battery. Well, no wonder it went
yeah.
dead.
Most of them did when you got them. You had to change the battery when you pulled them out. Yeah.
Right. Bad
Sure.
design.
I remember that.
Oh, what's Tanner got here? He says, does anyone know of a way to get better reception for remotes on LiftMaster MJ50 and MJ or MT50 in metal buildings? Is there any way to add a coax cable?
Yeah. There
You
sure
got
is.
you got to buy an adapter, don't you?
Yes, you do. I have a couple of them.
Do you?
Yes. Damn, they're out in the shop.
I can see if I got one here. I can't remember exactly what they. Let me just take a glance here.
Let me look at my Bible here.
Look at the Bible.
It's a little kit you have to buy, and all little adapter. It goes inside, slides in. It has a coax on the other end, and then you get an antenna with it.
Yeah.
Comes in a white long box.
Yep, I know exactly what. I don't think we
Yeah.
have them because we deal with the genies.
I bought an off-sync door. I bought when I was there last. I bought every one they had.
Oh,
Right here, Tanner. It's the extender, the coax extender.
that is it. That plugs into the board, right? It's kind of like
There's a little rig right there, plugs in, and it has a coax on the other end. Run your coax out your building and put the antenna outside.
Yep,
Way those gray babies will work. If
yep.
you're put in anything, don't put the gray in, put the red in, is what I always tell everybody.
Ooh, I like that. That's a good saying. That's a good
Yeah.
saying. You
Good,
know, I
great
honestly,
metal build. They
I
never
don't.
do.
Yeah, I
You
don't
can
mess.
even do it right outside the door with the door down. It's
Yep,
like hitting me. You got to
yep,
put it in the door. Yeah. So I always put the red. That's how I always did it. If it was a metal building, I put the red because those were great.
yep, yep. I think we still had some issues with the red though. You know, they were better.
Really. Well, even if you did, I believe they have the coax, don't they? That
Yes, yes.
they,
They got the. All you got to do is, they already got the nub out the front of it.
yeah, you didn't have to order that other part. And, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's basically this guy, right? I mean, what is this one? That's right here. You got the coax
Yeah.
right
Yes.
out the top.
Mm-hmm.
So you always do the red. The gray. Here's a gray one right here. Honestly, there's a couple right here.
Yep.
So I don't ever. I've literally will lose money on a job. I will have the secretary order, and she's like, it's another 50 or $60 or whatever. And I go, I don't care. I don't care. I do not want to deal with it because
Yeah.
our biggest screw up one time, we did one for a fire department. And guess what they wanted to do on later on? They wanted to put a light on it because their guys kept hitting the door because they're running out. It was a real tight situation. Well, they want to put a light on it now. Red or green light, whatever was on it. The gray one wouldn't do it, and it caused so much headache because they were like, "Well, can you just add it on?" And it's like, you don't understand. It's not programmed and doesn't have the capability of doing it. So it was like, this is why we don't do this. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like this is why we don't mess with those things.
Yeah. I was burnt too. The guy, he says, I want the cheapest thing you got.
Of course.
The metal pole barn. I wasn't thinking. I said, go. And then he calls me up after I get it installed. He says, I can't even open it from the outside. You wanted the cheapest thing. And that's when I had to go and order that part. Well, hunt it down for one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man, you live and learn. learn, that's for sure.
That's why to me it's just, and you're getting such a better unit for,
Mm-hmm.
remember what they were. It was like 40,
Yeah.
60.
Well, here I'll tell you. Let's see. I'll give you. Well, no, they don't show the prices. That's right.
Oh, darn. That's right.
They don't show them. That's right.
And so
Well,
I honestly, um,
it can't be but $100 more.
it's worth it all day.
Yeah.
Even if it's a screw up, I'd rather just eat it.
Yeah.
I really would, because you
Yeah.
just, it's so much easier. And then really you almost need to factor them in there on any steel building that you are going to put a coax.
Yep. Well, tomorrow I'm going and I got a wire. I was actually supposed to wire it up today. There's two of them in this building for this company that's working on their gate too.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
They didn't. They had no wall button. So I said, "Hey, you want a wall button?" Well, then they want a remote. Well, guess what? I'm going to get the remote, and they're going to have to stand right up against there.
Yep.
But it's a building they're selling, so I'm not going to.
Right.
I'll leave
Right.
it hard.
And that's why, it's kind of weird. I mean, look, I'm always looking for the cleanest shirt in the dirty laundry basket. And I honestly really believe if you got resources and you can get your hands on them, you guys might want to consider Genie. The Genie commercial line,
Yeah.
we never, and we do a ton of steel buildings. And it was funny, the fact that me and Cap have been talking, we're like, he just had one circuit board out of 8+ years that we've been doing it.
That's crazy.
One
I'm
circuit
floored.
board that just happened that he had to purchase. It was for the fire department. But the day, this is a few months back, we were talking about it, and I said, "Man," he goes, "Have you ever done one?" I said, "No," and he goes, "I haven't either." So we've never done a circuit board.
Yeah.
We've never put an extended range receiver on any of them. So concrete, fire department, full on steel buildings. I mean, that's pretty amazing when we start like I guess we just kind of overlooked it. So, it's like, you know, now the biggest problem we ever had with the Genies was my fault. I don't even know if we have one out here, but I was making them like the RSX overhead, and I was breaking shafts on them. They'd wear, because the belts on them were too tight. So a lot of them, but you got to go with the better Genie, like this guy down here, the commercial line. These guys work good,
Okay.
but it's got a brake on it. It's got a really nice brake, it belts. It's just, they're the weakest thing on them is the screw for the cover, but I can live with that. So, but if I don't have to worry about extended range, because I tell you what, for me, I've screwed up so many jobs, and then I got to eat it.
Yeah.
Where you go to do it. One was way up north, fire department. The range wasn't working, so and I don't know where to put them. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, do we go down? We go down the trolley, and then where do you poke a hole in this building? Well, we'll just go out the skeel. Well, crap! If it starts raining, it's going to collect water. So how? So I put them inside the jam, which
Mm.
it made it better, but it wasn't great. Then LiftMaster told me, said, you really need to use the designed remote for it. Don't use because I was using the universal one, that what is it, the 380 UT. I was using that because it was a drive through. They had
Uh-huh.
in and out, so every truck could just have in and out. Well, they were like, don't use that remote. They said that's a universal, so it's not as powerful. So I had to go back to the original remotes and buy actually two buttons that were the whatever that model was.
Yeah.
So
That's interesting.
it is, and so like I said, you know, the Genies are a little bit harder to learn, I think, for programming. I still don't even really like them, but I like they got a built-in counter. I know the Maximum's going to have that and all that, but man, the fact that you don't have to put any accessories on it, that's amazing to me.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty impressive. You never added coax to them, change boards. That's pretty.
Nope. Nope, just a little antenna out the side, like a LiftMaster. So it's like, how are they working? But LiftMaster can't. You know what I mean? So that's why I was wondering. I was like, well, what's Genie? Are they using? Because now the few, I can't really say anything, but the few Power Masters I've done too so far haven't had to put a coax on them. But I haven't done enough where I could say, oh,
Right.
it's there. You know.
Right.
I might just get lucky, but I could tell you with the Genies how many we've installed, which is over probably 800, is no circuit boards, no extended radios, not even a blip in it. I think the only thing we ever had one time was something with a photo eyes, and the lady said something about Wi-Fi could affect it or something like that. It was doing some weird little ghost, but I don't remember anything else. So
Hmm.
just I am a little bit nervous about those LiftMasters tomorrow. I'm going to be doing because um, yeah, they're a J50, and I don't know what the one horse is called. Maybe a J100. I don't know. But so we're going to be doing that, and I'm just hoping that the power. I don't have a power because it's only 115 volts, and I was thinking about it, and I thought, I wonder if we would have converted it to 220. It's not wired up that way, but I just thought, I wonder if it would have been. I don't know if it's glitching out like a brownout it's having.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that we don't put this one horse down here and it's doing like the exact same thing. You
Oh,
know, it's pulling so much juice and it really needs to be 220. But, you know, Cap was saying already, he said, well, he goes, we're going to put them on. If they still have an issue, then they can get it rewired. At least it can do 220. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So,
Yeah. That's good.
so I don't know. So what do we got else on here? Yes,
Yeah.
Tanner, I think just need an adapter. Da-da-da. And that's one thing too about that adapter, which really sucks, is I don't know how to make it. I don't know where to get it. You know what I mean? Where at least with the red units, all you got to do, you can just make your own coax. I got all the stuff to do it,
Uh-huh.
and you can go to the hardware store, Ace Hardware, Home Depot, and make your extended range. You know what I mean yourself,
Mm-hmm.
readily available. But that adapter, if you don't have it or don't have enough of them, you're screwed.
Yeah, you have that adapter.
Yeah.
There's no getting around. Because I've been there. I've looked. I went to all different kinds of places.
Oh, I've tried tying wires to the side of it and get one to try to wrap around just to get me by, man, just to
Yeah.
get me by. You
Yeah.
know, nope.
I've lost my butt on that silver unit before.
Yeah, I
Couple.
don't. I don't. It's just not worth it.
No.
You're getting a bigger motor. You're getting everything's better. What does it say? Do you tell a rarely used light duty? Yeah, openers. Yeah. Well, imagine that with Tanner using a light duty. Yeah. Uh, we're pinching pennies now. He says they are complaining about range and all the antennas are the purple wire hanging out. Huh.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Well, you know what? You're gonna spend, what was that? I think that's 35, $40 for that little adapter piece.
Yeah.
Let me look. Yeah, I know that's in there. That price was there. I didn't see what that was. I can't
Yeah.
remember.
That's another good point.
I mean, you're gonna might as well add that to the
Dude,
cost.
that thing has burned me so many times.
I know.
And I've I've fought with the secretary on it before. It's like, well, why are you doing that? I don't care. I will lose money. I just order it this way. I'm telling you, just do it.
$27.
Dang.
2012.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, there you go. That's already adding a quarter to it, of the price. I mean, it's just,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I mean, and you don't have if they ever want to put on a light or some kind of accessory, timer to close, right? I think the
Yeah.
other, I can't remember if the gray one I thought there was a way to program the lights to blink. I can't remember. It just the other one has so many more options, you know. Uh,
Right.
I think it has one. I think it got me on was a single button.
Hmm.
I think it has that spot for like an external radio where you can wire it in. If you have to wire in like at a shop, you can do put a multi code. It's a
Mm.
kind of pain in the butt, but you can do it where the other one doesn't have that single terminal for a single button.
Right.
So
Right.
it just I don't even want them. I don't even want
No.
them. Google LiftMaster antenna kit for medium duty, Rusty says. Evan, if you want to do another stream with three of us, let's do it on January 6th. Doesn't sound like we can all be on without StreamYard. Oh, the StreamYard.
Oh, is that what it is?
That's
Okay.
the one I bounce.
Oh,
I'm out. No, I'm joking. The one kicks me off. Um, what's Rusty got here, Dave? Those remotes had two batteries. And then the touch active lights. Okay, yeah, I think I remember. Yeah, I think they had dual ports or something. I do kind of remember that. So that's cool. So maybe I guess they kind of still worked if they didn't light up. They still worked. Tanner, yeah, he says I know what you're talking about. I remember doing that now years ago. I ordered 3 now, and I can get that guy to get off my ass. How far? What's this one? Rusty's got something. What is it? 98 looks good in our metal buildings. Not sure if it's glass doors, let the signal through better.
That the Rusty, that's the residential or the jack, right? With battery backup. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think so. I'm gonna see if I could kind of see it in
I
here.
think I have that on my metal building too.
You got the 98
I
032?
sure. I think so. It has battery backup.
These numbers have gotten crazy nowadays. I can't remember crap. Let's see here. I just got jack shafts, but I'm not seeing the 90 something in this book. But maybe it's in the newer book. I
That's
got I got an 85W, the 8500. Then I got a D.
no, that might be a no. It's not a. I think it is a jack shaft. At least these aren't. These are,
I got a DDO 8900W.
yeah, I just don't remember the numbers anymore.
I can't either. They got so many stinking.
Stuff up all the daggone time.
Well, every year they're coming out with a different. I don't know if that's just so they can moon or sunset stuff or what.
Well, it's like the 8365 0. Come on. Why not
Right,
the
right,
85?
right. Exactly. Let me see. We'll see if Tanner pops up with anything on there. Or Rusty. I mean, I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't usually do the MT or MJ openers, but wanted to save money. I know how that goes. And it's coming back to bite them. He says, "Oh, he says I always do the Logic 5 red, and rarely have to add coax cable to the outside mounted." That's yeah. That's why, like I said, it's one of those things. Like sometimes I've done it many times. The estimate or whatever gets approved, and I tell you what, it's like I start going through. I start when stuff is serious. I start going through it, and I go, screw that. I go, I
Yeah.
don't. We're gonna lose money. I don't care. You know what I mean? Because I know what this will cost me in the future. So
Yeah.
no, not doing it. You know.
My battery's about to die trying
Oh,
to hook power.
gotcha. I'll continue on. Tanner's got antenna bracket, but I have had to do that on some jobs. I have a kit. I make coax cable myself. I just bought the ends and a 500-foot roll. Yeah, that's what I do too. I got a roll. I think I bought the kit from like Lowe's. It's got like the spinner and it's got like a crimp piece. Works really nice. It's kind of idiot proof, which I need. So it just works out really good. I got it down pretty much. I've always found out the hard thing about that coax. Some people probably don't know about is you got to make sure there's a little tip sticking out of that of the nut part. It's got to be above that spinning nut because that's where it's bit me before. We did a gate job, I remember, and Cap actually did everything, and he's like, "It's just not working." And I had that problem once before, so I started going through his fittings, and sure enough, I
Oh,
got lucky. Take a pair of pliers, pull that copper piece out a little bit, reconnect it back in. Boom, it worked. Now the antenna's doing its job. Dun-dun-dun. Rusty says, Dave, I think Genie sells a direct drive commercial opener. Am I mistaken? That's overhead, only overhead, supposedly, Rusty. I could never seen Genie. I think somebody sent me, I thought Cap seen something. Marantech is doing something now. Theirs look pretty decent. I wouldn't mind giving theirs a try. And then, what was it? But the RSX, the overhead RSX is a direct couple drive, like what I want. I don't want no chain and spreader bar and popping
mhm,
teeth stuff. Um, but we're just not lucky enough. We can't get it. Only the ribbon brand.
mhm.
How it goes.
Yeah.
Let's see. Tanner's got on here. He says, I think it's only overhead. Yep, it is. But I did find out CHI on their 30-foot doors, they have a split shaft with a collar coupler and a keyway slot. And I took one and you're mounted at J50 LiftMaster. Hmm. Find out that CHI in those 30. I don't. What do you mean? You just how you doing that? Huh. I don't know, Tanner. If you ever get pictures or something like that, send
Yeah.
them. Send them out because I'd like to see. Because
Mhm.
the problem was, is I got a belt, but anything I wanted to buy from overhead was just pricey, and so I made my own. I found a belt that was really close, but it was either hair loose or hair tight because on those genies the motor doesn't move very good to adjust it. So I went with a little tighter. Well, it put enough strain on the shafts. It start wearing it out. That
Mm.
shaft would break, and that whole big spindle would go flying, and that was dangerous. So I
Mm.
said, not doing that no more. And I was pretty much the only one that knew how to make it and create it. Worked good though when it was in motion, but Tanner says to a shaft with it, and it worked perfect. Yeah, I think whatever got me hooked was my buddy was working at ABC Roofing. Had a big wide door. It was whatever 16, 18 foot wide by 14 tall, and had a broken spring, big 6-inch spring up there. And he's like, "Yeah," he goes, "We didn't even know the spring was broke." But he goes, "I was walking out, I seen it." But he goes, "Watch this." Hits the button, and I'm like doing like that thing in my head. No, no, no. I'm watching this door go up just all fine. He's like, "Yeah, watch this." Hits the close. Boom, boom, boom. Door comes down. I'm like, "How did it do that?" Well, it was direct couple, no chain, because you know how it is. You'll hear it go pop, 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 pop.
Oh,
And then that's you're gonna throw the cables.
yeah, yeah,
So I was just like, no. And I seen that, and that's what I was like, dude, I really want one of these. Like I want this for all my commercial jobs. And then you'll notice if you ever get the overhead, hell, I've seen them, they'll blow holes in beams to get that shaft to go through to get to their opener because there's not enough room or whatever. And
yeah.
I'm like, I don't know what gadget inspector thinks about that, you know what I mean? But okay, you know. So
Hey,
let's see here. To a shaft with it, and it worked. The 98022 is a jack shaft, I believe. Rusty's guys, yes, Tony, the heavier one.
I
So must be
thought so. That's the one I have out in my building on
yep.
my.
The 98032 is the one rated for more weight
Yep.
for the Bertha. Um, Tanner's got nice. Is look into that. Did not know there was difference in residential jack shaft openers. Oh god, they got so many going now.
Oh man,
It's getting crazy.
yeah, there's three right in that book.
I don't even I don't know if Genie's done anything different with theirs. I thought I heard maybe they're updating something,
They
but
have
I can't.
two. Genie has two of them in Service Spring book. They don't
Yeah,
have when you had out in the shop though.
no.
Uh.
Hmm.
No, no, because I'd buy one of those just to check it out. They didn't. They don't have it. I probably won't be able to get a hold of those.
You're talking about the commercial ones.
Yes.
Yeah, because with the Genie ones, you can't go with the middle. I don't know what the model is, but you can't go with the middle one. You got to go. It's kind of like the MJ and MT. Nope. You
Mm-hmm.
go to the T50 because whatever the medium duty ones are, oh my gosh, they have a fuse in them.
Mm-hmm.
And we installed them for a brand new install. They weren't very big doors, maybe 10 by 10s or something. They were the noisiest, like people always, "What opener's noisy in that?" I kind of brush it off like, it is what it is. These were just, "Bah," you know, and it was like, well, maybe it's just that one. So we went across on the other side because it was a drive-through, put that opener on, fired that one up, same thing. And I'm like trying to hold the steel. I'm like, what in the hell is making
Oh.
all this noise? And unfortunately, um, it kept blowing fuses, and it took a weird size fuse that you could not find around town. And I
Yeah.
mean, and they got maintenance guys there. So it's just the phone call. Hey, we're up here. It blew another fuse. And it's like, stop touching it. Like, I don't know what the hell's going on. Well, can you get us a fuse? Can you? No, I can't. So it was like, as soon as we got a hold of Genie or whoever or our vendor on it was like, send us 100 of them right now, because
Yeah.
they're like, we didn't know what was going on. The doors were balanced good. It was like, then, it was like a circuit board problem. It was like, these things are nothing but a nightmare. I mean, it was like, we'll never deal with these again. So you always got to buy the high end of the Genie, but the Genie ones have been, like I said, just, I don't like programming them. I really don't, but they will tell you about brownouts. Like they're kind of fidgety about power. So like if you're in a construction and like you got the contractor that's got the generator 800 feet away or whatever, and he's running a cord across the ceiling, it probably is not going to work. You know what I mean? It's not. It's pretty sensitive.
Uh,
Uh, let's
that,
see. Our glass. What's rusty, guys? Is our glass weigh? I think it's we're 900 something pounds. Holy moly! Oh, the 98022 is up to 850, and the 98032 is up to 11. It's a good jump. It's a nice look into difference in residential jack shaft. I missed that part. Let's see, Tanner. You can use a center coupler for the springs, an opener drive shaft, and mount it. Other part shaft, a coupler bolt. So, so what Tanner's talking about, I've never. So here's what I did once. I used one of the gray mounted ones. The MJs.
mm,
I mounted that directly to a little door. It was a little dock door, ground level. Actually, it was only like 10 wide by 10 tall or something. And I was like, this place just used the crap out of everything. They abused everything. So put a new door in. I put that opener on there. I direct coupled it. That door flew. I mean, it would pop. It'd make the clutch spin a little bit. You see the door pop, and it was like, I mean, it would just fly up. It would fly down. And I had so many people come over and give me compliments. Dude, that's the fastest door I've ever seen. That door is sweet, man. And I'm sitting there just biting my fingernails, going, "Yeah, it's really unsafe." And so I ended up we were on a tight budget, whatever. I don't know what was going on. We were trying to get in, try to get out, and I was like, I'm just gonna leave it. I don't know if it was a tight space or something, so I direct coupled it. So I know with the MJ you cannot do that. It makes it way too fast. That's why there's a smaller sprocket, a bigger sprocket. So maybe you can. That's why I always thought it'd be nice if they had a way. I'm sure you have to go DC motors. I think that's what Marantec's coming out with. And I thought it'd be nice if you could adjust it, which I think the maximums you can do too, maybe.
yeah, there's on the maximum, I believe. Tanner would know that one.
Yeah, but I thought, aren't they more sensitive or something's like you can't turn them up? I thought Tanner said you can't turn them up because they'll freak out, like
Oh,
they'll something like that.
I put that one in, and knock on wood, that guy, he hasn't called me back.
He lost your phone number.
No, people they've been locking me in the phone.
That's the reason I call
Guy
you back.
reporter, he goes,
Uh,
yeah, you were here 9 years ago. I found you in my phone.
right. So I guess Tanner, if you know for sure the J50s, like you can direct couple, let me know, or if you got one out in the field, or you do one, take a picture. I never went back and did it. I assumed it was going to be too fast, so I just
Mhm.
never did it. But if you can, that's not bad. I mean, I'm game. Dun, dun, dun. Yes, Tanner, that's what we do. Oh, so I guess so Rusty is saying, you can use a center coupler for spring shafts on the opener drive shaft and mount it other part spring. Okay, so I guess maybe I'll have to try it because like the job I'm gonna be working on tomorrow, it's got a chain, it's got a spreader bar, it's got the
Mm.
two spring setup, the inner cables, outer cables. That's a 20, I think that's a 20 by 16 wide door. So I don't think there was room up there to do it. I don't think I'm going to because the wires are all ran for it, but it
Mhm.
would be nice. Um, I think the other problem you run into too is sometimes what kind of sucks about them is the face. You know what I mean? So if the opener you put against the brick and it's bumped out or something, it's hard to you gotta space it the same, to get that shaft to line
Right.
up with your
Oh
couple.
yeah, yeah.
So That's a problem too.
Mm.
Morgan, do you all use jack shafts in residential? If it doesn't make sense to me, I always thought the door had to be roof pitch. I don't know what's LC or FV. LC, what's that? What's LC or FV?
I don't know.
I don't know because I mean I'm thinking we what do we got? We got roof pitch, we got full vertical, we got high lift.
Yeah.
So I mean I don't know what that means.
Let's see.
But see, I agree.
Well,
I'm
that could be full vertical.
full vertical. Oh yes, full vertical. What's LC? Low clearance. He's got low
Oh,
clearance or
okay. Yeah.
lift clearance. But he might be meaning low clearance. I don't know. Okay, okay.
Yeah, I've used the residential jack shaft. Actually, over at my dad's, he had a couple 8-foot doors. What I do is I just, that horizontal track, I bring it up. I have it, I call it a forward push. So that door is wanting to go down. I don't take any tension off the spring, so it's heavy or nothing. I don't do anything like that. I just really if I have to, I'll even, when you're on your vertical where you bolt the two together, I might cut that back so I can get it up even higher.
Mm, nice.
You know,
Nice.
so yeah, I say you can use it.
Yeah, I think you can. You can. And I'm kind of like the polar opposite. I typically try not to use it. You know what I mean?
Right,
For me, unless there's a reason like a car lift or because the problem is too for me is most of our houses around here does not have the outlet,
right.
so
Kind of
people
our
have to people have to run an extension cord. So and then the last one I went to, he actually had the outlet there, but unfortunately they never ran the wires. And I mean that was that Clopay job, beautiful drywall, and I literally told the guy, I said, I will help you with the opener. I said, but I'm not running the wires because I said it was perfectly finished. And I said, I'm not going to be the one that's,
yeah,
you know, I can't do it. I can't do it. You
yeah,
run it up in the corner or whatever you think looks clean or get the special grommets or, last thing I need is my staples pulling out and flaking your drywall. And so,
yeah. The only time I do it is when they need that operator out of the way for some reason.
yeah.
Guys are putting a little lift in their or double stack their cars,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yep. I look at it too. It's complicated to me with the light. So typically, I like to see that the builder put an outlet on the wall, and then he also put an outlet up in the center. So you have both options,
Yeah,
and then the light can go up in the center, to activate, and then that illuminates because like my in-laws, they have high lift on their doors, but it's like the lights are always just hanging on the wall and they just look kind of
right.
dreary, and the cords hanging down to plug them in, and one light
Yeah,
bulb's out, and it just doesn't look clean, with the light situation. So and those were the what was the ones that's been around forever, the 85, right, the
yeah.
8500s.
500.
That one,
I
they lost a keypad quit working. Like it was working, but it wouldn't get the signal anymore.
yeah,
So luckily the wife, I've had a lot of little weird glitches. People always told me I was putting the sensor on wrong. Well, depending on where I put the opener, I mean, I want the sensor, or I didn't have enough cord or whatever it was. So you can't be. And I thought, well, it's spring loaded, so I could have been doing it wrong, but um, you know, we just did too many. And there was one guy I remember in particular that had nothing but problems. Somehow it was throwing the cables, and I put a Genie screwdriver on it. I never heard from him again. But I went back 3, 5 times, and it was like, and the problem is that the guys that installed it for me, that were working, they did put the door in a little bit tight, and so but it was one of those deals that now the homeowner, whoever came through, put metal. So it's like, do we tell them, look, this all needs to be ripped back apart, where it wasn't tight enough, but it was tight enough for that opener didn't like it, where I thought we need to push the door, not dump the springs. So,
yeah.
uh,
I've had to move a lot for people that put in those golf machines
oh,
in their garage. So
okay.
clubs. I've
Oh,
done that probably 3 or 4 times now, and that
dang. Thought
good.
of that.
Yeah.
What's Rusty got? Rusty's got, yes, Morgan, we use them based on headroom, quietness, and because it makes the garage door look clean, or yeah, the garage look
Yeah.
cleaner. I use them on 10-inch radius track with no problems, which is good. Which is good.
Mhm.
Interesting. He says that would make me very nervous. I would flip cables. I mean, they're pretty good now. They've
Yeah.
they've gotten a lot better.
Heck,
Uh,
they have them now that don't even have the cable sensor.
yeah, yeah, and
Um,
I don't know.
and the other
That's
too,
why I'm old school. You know.
if you were really concerned about throwing a cable, you could always put what I call one of the cable grabbers where to go on the bottom bracket that
Yeah,
really keep that tension on there all the time.
we call them cable savers. Is what we call them. You
Yeah.
could do that, but they for some reason, depending on the door install and all that, they grind. They'll
Mhm.
they'll scratch,
Yeah.
and a lot of our commercial. I'm not saying I see it with a lot of residential, but we don't do a lot of residential with them. For some reason, they'll find a way to pop off. So I mean, if I have to use them on commercial, man, I can pull them right out, and I'll take vice grips and pinch those things. I'll try to get them to even go past. So there's no way that thing. And I've actually come back to some that were scratching for so long they actually broke. So
Mhm.
it's it's a temporary. It's a
Yeah.
band aid. Depends on the install.
Yeah, I try not to ever do anything like that, but just putting that angle on that
Yeah.
vertical, give you that forward.
I think it. Do you kind of agree that it seems like it's? I don't ever get the idea where people say, "Well, I'll take spring tension off." I had a lot of guys that worked for me, and I just was like, I don't know how
Not
that makes a difference.
oh,
you know,
that's not right.
right? I mean, you're moving a shaft. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? It's just if it hangs up on something, that's the problem. That's when it's going to throw the cables. It doesn't just by making it heavier. Then why even put a spring on it? You know what I mean? Let's just
Yeah.
let the opener do it all. So I always thought that was a silly theory. That I'm like, well, I'm going to take a few turns off, and I'm like, I don't know why.
No, there for a while, there was a company here that was mounting them on the drywall, the spring sensor or the cable tensioner or whatever sensor, whatever it's called, they
Yeah.
drywall, and then you'd have the 1x4 right here. So it would hit that 1x4 and
Uh,
cut off. Last winter, I was going over to that neighborhood and fixing bent up doors and
right.
driving through it. Didn't even know.
Right.
But
Right.
you
Right.
gotta know how those things go together.
Yep. Yep. That would make me nervous. Lift clearance, full lift clearances, full vertical. I mean, that's kind of why, I mean, in a nutshell, that's why jack shafts were all invented in the first place. They were really for commercial, for
Yeah.
full vertical, high lift doors, and then who was the first one? Probably LiftMaster that came out with like they were really pushing it because there was so much advertising at one point. That's everybody, what do you think about that wall mount? I'm like,
The
you know.
900. I remember that 3900. I don't
Yep.
even. I don't think it had a lock. Back lock. I don't think it had a lock.
I don't think so. I
Oh,
don't think so. It seems like I do remember the port being there, maybe for it, but it didn't come with it. That
yeah.
was an accessory you'd buy or something.
It might even. Maybe they had a battery backup on that or something because there was something with the cable. I can't remember. It's been so long ago.
I remember my first one I ever messed with. I thought the unit was bad because it has a click click, and I didn't realize in the click was on, and it was doing weird things. I couldn't get it to do what it needed to. I actually even called tech support, and tech support told me they go, "We think it's a bad board," and I don't remember what it was. I spent probably at least an hour, 2 or 3. It was on a hot summer ass day. I couldn't figure it out. I was really ticked. I spent a lot of time getting that damn thing up there and mounted, and it was in a tight spot, whatever. And for some reason, I don't know if it dawned on me or I learned something that night because there wasn't really much internet. I went back the next day and I said, I'm gonna, because I think I had one at the shop or something. And I pulled down on the thing and it went click click back up or something, and boom, it just night
Yeah.
and day. Geez, I went all that time. And I said, even with tech support, I said,
Yeah,
God, I wanted to kick myself in the
it
butt.
runs a little bit. If it's not hooked up, it just kind of whoop,
Yep. Yep.
you hit the button again. Whoop.
Yep.
I think
Yep.
that, yeah.
So I didn't know if it was like they were thinking maybe it's RPM sensor, but all I knew is I think we installed a brand new door, it had high lift in it. Yeah, I just, I wanted to be done with this job. It was not too far away, but far enough. A hot summer day. I just, you know how it is. It's like
Oh
I got
yeah.
water running down my butt crack, and I'm ready. I want to be done with this. And that
Oh,
was those. It's like one of those days where I go, I don't even think I had a. I think I had a truck that time where I was like, I wish I had a damn van where I just throw my garbage in, throw my ladder, and I'm hitting the road and hitting the highway. I'm getting the hell out of here. You know. So Tanner's got, we do it fairly often. It works just fine. Okay. I don't ever use 10-inch radius, but on 12 and 15, it works um, just fine. But what he says, but I would take Rusty's word for it. I will sometimes pitch the track, okay, up a bit if I have the room.
oh yeah. I always clip that. I take my angle cutter and slide that in there. Clip her off.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
You can jack her up 5, 6 inches. You cut an inch off there.
I'm assuming I'm a little bit confused on it. So I know we got 10-inch and stuff, but I guess, Tanner too, just either at some point, either text me or whatever, shoot me something. I just want to make sure are we talking anything about the J50s though? Are we talking about J50s direct couple, those right to commercial ones? Because I know, I get the track and stuff for residential and all that. I wouldn't be afraid for any residential openers on 10-inch or 12 or 15, but I was wondering about that coupler still because if that is true, boy, I'd really start doing that a lot because I don't like the chain and spreader bars.
Mm,
That's actually what Cap just went to with that big door. The original installer didn't put a spreader bar, so it was
mm,
jumping teeth.
yeah.
And it
Yeah.
lost it.
Where it is. It'll be
Yeah,
like,
I was already looking at it, and I'm seeing a few things. What really got me is I never seen. I should send you a picture there, Tony. It's they mounted the photo eyes up. I mean, it's got to be up to almost my chin for height. Now they got big trucks, So I thought, okay, I've seen this before. I've seen them at Menards. They'll do one up here and they'll do one down low. I've seen that before, not a problem. And so I'm looking, and I'm like, there is no photo eyes down here. I'm like, this is like a building that's only 3 years old. And I'm like, wow. I can't believe like insurance reasons or, this ain't like an old building. So I just was like, wow. And then they ran the wire, they poked out the hole in the 3 button where the LED would go. And that's where their
mm,
wire runs into for the photo photo eye. And I'm just sitting there and I'm like, am I seeing like this is really like I don't know. I'm hoping like tomorrow something I go, oh, there's the photo eyes or something because I just kind of stood there and I took some pictures, but I was really looking at the opener, going, how am I going to get up there? You know. So, but I'll send you some pictures when I get a chance. It was interesting. I just couldn't believe. I thought, boy, this has got really human entrapment on it, big time.
that would be interesting to see.
Yeah. Tanner run. What's Rusty says? Yes, Tanner run them uphill as far as possible.
Yes, sir. That's right, Rusty.
Yeah, I don't think I would see, because that's obviously the worst thing is that door would, if it glitches or catches something, dirt, rock, whatever, a bolt, a track bolt, yeah, you want to keep that puppy rolling.
Mm-hmm.
My problem is Pinterest. Oh, Pinterest or stupid contractors on YouTube calling them the future of openers, not knowing they are for spec type of door.
Mm,
Specific type of door. Sorry.
yeah.
Yeah, I would agree. That's why I think years ago when they first came out, I mean, I was getting bombarded with them. It's kind of like the light bulb thing.
Mm,
People, this is going to save us all this money. We got this curly cube, and I'm like, okay, whatever, customer, putting it in. And finally, a few months later, get this memo from LiftMaster: do not use the curly cube. And I'm kind of like, I go, I've been doing it just fine. And then Like
Yeah.
2 days later, guess what? I'm starting to get phone calls. Somebody, the neighbors got my remote code, and I'm like, highly unlikely. I go there. Oh, it's got the curly cube light bulbs. So we can't. What? No way. Or I think the curly cubes even were so fat they wouldn't fit, and you have to really almost crank them down to make them light up. So
Oh,
problems, problems, problems. Me and light bulbs. I'm gonna get some T-shirts made about light bulbs.
I know that. That was a big deal. I opening my door 3 houses down now, like right in front of it. Well, change your light bulbs? Well, yeah, we changed them. What's that have to do with it? Well, take them out. It would,
One thing that always makes me want to almost return the money back to the customer is when I get that old codger out there and he goes, you know, my 1940 opener, now I could do it from the third mailbox over. And I almost just want to go, um, your check's still here. Here, let me just give this back to you.
yeah,
You really should call somebody else because I'm always like, then I got to go out there and test it, and normally it'll be somewhat close, but
yeah,
but I used to be able to, because I've done it since I've lived here from 1920. I could come down the road, and that was the perfect time for me to park my car. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm a horrible person. And so what I used to tell people was funny. I always told them, I said, well, I said, unfortunately, I said, they don't do that anymore.
yeah,
I said, because I said, it'll turn on microwaves. I said, it messes up. I said, the FCC, I said, they're just, those old ones were just too powerful. So I said, it can't be that strong anymore, and they kind of, oh, well, that's a bummer, but I'd snowball them with something, it's frying your brain. You don't know it, but that whole time, that 1940 opener was frying your brain. You know, this one's more energy efficient, safer. You got grandkids, don't you? Yeah, see. Uh, what's Rusty got here? He says, we are installing two 8900s tomorrow, and I recommended and included changing the bearings in the bearing plates before we install the openers. Oh, so I got some fresh bearings. Might not be a bad idea.
yeah. That way you're not change them later and have to pull the operator.
Yeah, well, he's got what's on here? The bearing blaster gonna pay for itself. Do you got one of those, Tony?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, those are, man, I
Oh,
tell you what, those are, how many I used to beat out and then beat in, and I'd damage them, and then they're like, I'm like, it's okay. You know what I mean? Like, it'll work. It's like, eh,
customer looking at you like,
right.
yeah.
I've taken them off. I've sat on chunks of wood on the ground and concrete, sitting there beating on them. What are we installing? Two bearing blaster gonna pay for herself. Mars here. Holy cow! Mars says hello. Uh, Tanner says, honestly, even back in the day, I used to rip the tab off the cable sensor, the tab off the cable sensor, huh? And then pull the clamp and pin off the mount it behind the opener and wire it
Oh,
in. Well, okay. Never had problems with them just something that probably was trying to type some more. So he's just basically bypassing it.
yeah. Well, I had a guy in Texas that used to do that stuff all the time too.
Mm. I can't say I could recommend it because I had problems with them. They throw the cables.
I think you need.
So
I think you need it.
yeah,
I
I mean, I would throw cables on it. So I mean, that was my biggest problem with them.
Yeah. The main thing people just didn't understand them when they first come out.
And is there a way you can only install them one way, or can they be universal?
Well, you can actually pull the pin and flip it over and put it in the other way.
Oh, see, I don't think I ever pulled the pin.
You can, yeah, you can flop it, flip it. You can turn it upside down. You can put it on the side or the other. It didn't matter.
Oh, I put it upside down, but I figured because it's spring loaded, and I would like test it. You know what I mean? Like
The
I'd
thing, it's got to shut
get it
off.
for,
It
yeah.
has to. You don't want it hitting anything. You don't want it too close to the drum.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they're important. The Tanner's texting me.
Oh, you send me something too there. Honestly, what does it say? Rip the tab. Evan's got something I'd like to try with an 89 or the 98022 is not use the remote, but instead just have the Chamberlain light switch paired to the unit instead of and see if the remote light is required for the TTC or MyQ. I don't know. I think that'd be a good video. Um, I don't know on that one. You got anything for that one, Tony?
I'm not quite understanding it.
Yeah, it's we're old. We're old, Evan. That's
Yeah.
a young buck area, That's what I think. Let's go to the next one here while we try to diagnose here. To install, Tanner's got to install the door correctly for the opener application. I think that was part of his other one. Honestly, back in the day, okay, just yep. To install it correctly for the door application. Evan says there was the 38 and 3900. Every 38 I've come across had a lock. Okay. Okay.
And
Was it?
39, I don't believe did. That was the first, wasn't it? Wasn't it
Yeah.
39?
I thought the 39, I think you're right, because I thought that was like more the commercial ish or medium duty. Wasn't that kind of because didn't they have what was it like the red unit and then they had
Red,
the black unit?
there was a red and black one, I remember.
Right.
I thought it was like 3,900.
Yeah. I mean, 3800 always rings in my brain because I always thought of the Buick 3800, which was always a great
Oh, yeah.
motor, you
Yeah.
know. And the 38, when I did those jack shafts, there were so many. That's why in some of my earlier videos, I had one that I wrote right on it, subscribe. It was a junk one we took out, or it was actually probably even still a good unit, but it just kept throwing cables. I would never install it for somebody because I just had problems. And I think they got better. I'd like to play around with some of the new ones, but I just haven't even had the right application for them.
Well, I know the one of the jack shaft when I was in Texas had a problem with um there was a gear or something that up in there that was coming loose. The
Mm,
screw gun what didn't have the right torque on it,
okay,
being loose out in the field, and the door wouldn't know where the hell it was. Remember,
gotcha.
we were getting a lot of those when I was in Texas.
Sure.
We installed those every day in Texas.
Uh,
The jack shaft, residential jack shaft on just regular doors.
sure, sure. Yeah.
So I know it works. It's just you got to, you know,
Well, I think that was the model too. Like what I didn't like is they did the receiver was on the wall button. There, so we'd have some that I mean we're putting it quite a ways away from the road.
yeah.
I was like, man, I thought, why wouldn't you have it up in the unit? At least that's what I recall. And I know you programmed it and stuff down there too, which was kind of convenient, but I don't know, man. Sometimes it's technology.
Oh, I know. It can be a pain.
It can be. Evan says installed correctly. Opener was locked. He says Rusty. He says Tanner. He says I think the light is required for the MyQ to work in your phone. Because it has to flash and beep when opening remotely. Oh, yeah, probably like a safety.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. I could see them doing that. Let's see. Tanner's got. Do any of you use the 98022 lights in your shops or on jobs with no lights? Just plug them in and
Oh,
program a remote to the light. Oh,
no,
and so you can walk into a loft or whatever back corner, push the remote, and have.
I've never done. I've got a couple extra too
Do
sitting around.
you?
Yeah.
I've thought about it. LiftMaster actually at one time, I forget what it was even called, but they used to have somebody stick in an outlet, and then you could plug something into that, and that worked as a remote too. They were selling that, and it worked off a certain remote, so you like turn a lamp on.
Oh.
Uh, you know, kind of cool.
Hmm.
I think they sell them. They're pretty much everywhere. You can probably buy them right at like the box store. It's just a remote with it. Tanner says light. Evan, Rusty's guy, he says Tanner. He says, yeah, you do have to have the light to use the MyQ. He says, I just have lights from bad openers or people who did not want the lights or never wanted to use their phones. So it does sound like you got to have that darn thing. Says, yeah, it was Tanner guy. Says, yeah, I was talking commercial, Dave. Okay, I see if I have one of those in the shop. I have not done CHI in 12 years, except a few lumberyard jobs, but nothing that took the coupler. But I think I have one. Hmm. Yeah. Let's see. I'm not even so concerned, you know, I'm not even so concerned that the coupler, I can couple. That's not a pro. I just want to make sure the J50 runs slow enough that it doesn't turn it into a rocket door.
Yeah.
you know, that's the problem. Like I want to make sure the shafts that are coming out, I can couple those together. Or basically, I could weld them, which I'm not going to, but I'd take either an adjustable or I'll take one of those solid collars and lock it together, and I could run it. I never did it. I did it on the MJ. And that thing was way too fast, but. Eh, I don't think the sprockets. Now, if the sprockets are probably the same out of the box, that ratio would seem like it makes sense. But I do know when you order what is the J50s and stuff like that, they sometimes will ask you rolling steel or sectional door.
Oh,
So there is a little difference.
yeah. There probably is.
So what's this says? Yeah, I was talking. Evan's got, but the thing I was wondering was if you program the light switch, would the unit still think it's a remote light since your garage lights would be triggered by the opener? Huh. Huh. That's why you need to go over to Evan's channel. Evan should put it in there. You got to go check out his channel, and then he's get a few bucks. You know what I mean? Like I said, we could pitch some money his way or something, and he could do one and try it out. Because now you got me thinking.
Their Brazilian hot dog. He had one he showed the other day where they wired in, they had some big heavy duty plug. And I thought he was like, what's this for? And I said, I think they're running another light off of it because they ran it right to the light wires. So
Ah,
the lights come on. But
sure.
anymore, I don't think you can do stuff like that.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
I don't even think you can have two wall buttons on the new residentials.
No. No. You got to have that remote one, right? The
Yeah.
battery operated. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That burned me really bad. That was one of those kind of points that took me over. Kind of like you know, thanks, LiftMaster, because I did a guy that had 4 stalls. He
Mm-hmm.
was a retired Marine guy. I mean, we were going to his house. I was doing the happy dance. I was like, this is going to be the best job. I mean, he had literally crown molding, everything, Hummer, BMW, Ferrari, you name it. Motorcycles, boat, everything. Dude's built like a tank, right? And I'm just like, this is going to be great. So I'm like, why didn't they just one stall they didn't put an opener on? And of course, we were right in that year where I forget what the model was, like a 3265.
Uh-huh.
They went to where it had to have that. Well, he had a nice plaque and it had the round ones on it,
Oh, yeah.
the white buttons.
Yeah.
Well, so I found the wire. For some reason, I don't know why, but down by the wall, the wires were all behind the wall. Well, it's like somebody, I don't even know how they would have done it. It's like they nipped inside the groove. Like I could not get any wire out for the photo eyes. So we're digging out the wall, as carefully as we can. There's almost like some kind of like paneling that's like water resistant on it. I've never seen it before. A span that's, I don't know, 4 foot or whatever. It's this building, this house it's stud, stud, stud. I mean, there's no hollow spot in this thing.
Uh,
So we're like trying everything. We're like, we just cannot like get this wire. We can't get them. We're trying not to break things. So we get everything pushed back and stuff. Boom, boom, boom. Knock on the door. Guy comes out. What do you want? What do you need? You guys done? No, no. Here's the thing. The wires down there. Yeah, we can't get to them. Like, what are you gonna do? Well, if we mount them up above, that's fine. Just do that. Okay. So okay, we're good. So we get the wires, the photo wires facing each other up on the ceiling. And now I'm thinking, we're good. We're gonna have a good day. This is a beautiful place. Everything's going good. We get to that damn wall button, and now this garage actually has them in both spots. It has one down by the door, so you can just reach around and push the button to close it, and it's got that placard up on the wall.
Yeah.
I can't make it work without the the wall button it comes with. So
Mhm.
what am I? So I had to knock on the door again. Dude comes out. He's like, looks at the opener, starts hitting the button. He's like, "What the hell?" He goes, "Why isn't it working?" And I said, "Well, here's the reason." I said, "Why I said, we kind of got a problem." I said, "Either I can put the wall button down there, And he's like, "So these ones can do it?" He's like, "But that one can't." And I'm like, "Pretty much." Like I just want to cry. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, we just can't because I don't know what they call it for terminology. I call it like wet contact, dry contact. You know, but I was just like my whole day was ruined because I'm like, we're just putting up one residential opener, 8 foot tall, and they changed the wall button. And I was like, what am I supposed to do? Like the whole day, like I come home, I talk to the wife. I'm like, maybe I should have just like gone on eBay and try to find an older one. I was like, why they build this house? I said 4 stall mansion and they leave one stall without a damn opener. I said that really, the rest of them are all LiftMaster, they're all uniform, and here we are, this one, and I got to be the donkey to feel like I screwed this really up bad. So,
Oh,
oh well. Let's see here. Line, what's this guy? But things, did I miss something? I was talking commercial day, but the thing I was wondering. Tanner says laying around. Maki says something up. If I have one to show you what I'm talking about, perfect. Perfect. I really, really would appreciate that. Um, Painter says, "Yep, if the right next side of my door skills by bypassing those cable sensors." He says, "I don't condone it." He says, "But he says, I was taught to do that back in the day when I started using them when I want on my own, or when I went on my own." Yeah, I'm glad. I mean, hey, man, like I ain't whatever. I ain't bashing you about it. I just know it's one of those things like I just couldn't get away from it. I'm throwing cables all the damn time. So
yeah.
I mean, I need the damn thing there working.
Yep.
And even when it was there working, it still would fail. Uh,
Yeah.
but maybe I had something. You never know. Maybe I had something wrong. He says, "I believe the 39 came with single green button." Oh, that's right, they did. Evan says, "I do remember that metal. Remember that metal ugly button? It was like it was just a single square. Poof,
I
poof.
have that now on my the one out in my shop.
Yeah, it's just a single."
Yeah.
That always threw me. Like, I don't know what to think about that because it's like, I don't know, man. How do you do that in a residential? And then it's like you're at commercial. I don't know, man. It's just so many things to keep track of.
Hmm.
I believe what is said came with a single instead of the 398 LM Smart Panel. Mars got replaced a 8 foot Genie screwdriver today because it was too loud. It was in perfect condition. It
Oh,
broke my heart. Oh,
did a grease, Mar.
you know what's funny about those genies? I remember when I was a kid, I was at my dad's, and I remember there was I wish I could find it. If anybody ever comes across some of those old commercials like that, what was it? Rich found that one, right? Rich
Oh
Beef,
yeah. Yeah.
that one, the 1980s Sears. That was pretty sweet. I should bring that up on the channel sometime so people can see it because I think you were the one that caught it, and you said, "Damn,
Yeah.
the price hasn't changed," and I'm like,
Yeah. That
"What?"
was
I had to watch it again. I was like, "See," I was like, "That's why these openers really make me mad
yeah.
because I'm like,
Yeah. That's the first thing I thought. I thought, oh, same price I paid at Costco for
right,
all. Wow.
right." But that genie, I remember I swear there was a commercial out there that was promoting those screwdrivers, and they were like, "It's sleek and quiet." Well, I had two of them. I had two stall garage below my bedroom at my dad's old house.
Uh huh.
They'd always go at 6, 8 o'clock in the morning, go grocery shopping. I would stay home, man, and I always knew when they left, and I always knew when they came home. I kept thinking, boy, that commercial lied. That these things are so quiet. I thought, and I wasn't even a garage door person. These things are louder than hell. Oh,
Funny.
says, what's he got here? He says, Rusty says, yeah, Tony, or yes, Tony says that was happening to me with a set of screws coming loose. He said I was working on one for the third to fourth time, and picking up on the door, and the customer saw the gear moving in the opener before LiftMaster told us. Huh.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
you're really were you able to see it without taking covers off? I'm assuming you had to take covers off to see it.
Oh, you had to take the face off. It,
Okay.
it was a gear in there. I I never actually seen the problem. They just said that was a problem. I heard about it.
Hmm.
We had and I multiple people went to it, and it's like we were all set, and it's like yeah, it worked fine.
Right.
And
Right.
hey, it's hit and miss. It's this way that
Yeah.
you know
That it's kind of like Genie when they just had their, we got a skid, basically a whole bad batch of RPM sensors in there. They're torquing them or something and it's snapping them.
mm,
They're willing to send a whole bunch of them, but it's like, man, it's like problem is now they're out in the field, so
yeah,
are they going to call today, next week, 3 months, and then it's like, how it is, like who's paying for it? You know what I mean? You're going to really send them the bill and all that kind of stuff, and they're going to actually just it genuinely, and that one was 2 hours away. Not a problem. We'll give you an extra $300. You know,
yeah. Hey, thanks for all the likes. We got 12 likes there, Dave.
heck yeah, man. We like it.
Yeah,
We like the likes.
yeah,
Um, what is this? It told us Evans got. He said you can use multi-wall buttons on the new LiftMaster. They just have to be Chamberlain button or some sort of dry contact adapter to use old buttons. Really? You can use multiple wall buttons. On the new LiftMasters. Really? I don't know about that. Like they gotta have that circuit board, right? So they just have to be Chamberlain buttons or some sort of dry contact
right,
adapter.
right, yeah.
I never even heard what a dry contact adapter would look like or how that would work. So Evan, fill us in, man.
Yeah, I don't know what the dry contact is, but
I mean, I just obviously knew, back in the day, how you used to be able to touch two wires.
yeah, boom.
And so I don't know what they call it now. I mean, that's why I always call it. We got wet contacts now, and that I used to have the dry contacts.
Well,
I,
that's the way they work anymore.
no, we got to. And that bummed me out one time because I remember we were pretty far away, and we had actually had a bad wall button, and we were hour and a half, 2 hours away one way, and the guy told me that I was working with. He knew a little bit more than I did, and he goes, You can't use a wall button," and I'm like, bull crap. I was like, I've done it over the years. I was like, I've gone to Ace Hardware and I probably got one on the truck, and I went out there, I grabbed one, wired it in. Oh no. He's like, yeah. So I'm like, are you serious? Like so that's why a lot of these openers, I always have to bring two, and then when you got employees, it really sucks because now you're giving them two openers, you
Yeah.
know, that second one might not come back for some reason or get lost in the willy weeds or you know what I mean? So it's just like you know.
Mm-hmm.
What do you got here? Yes, multiple. Mars says I told her, Tony, she didn't even let me finish my sentence and said, I want it gone. Oh man. I want
well,
it gone.
well, when she says, you just do what she wants. Yes, ma'am. Right away.
Mar, don't get rid of it though. Put it on the old internet or keep it for somebody.
Yeah,
You could always do something like that. We got so many in the scrap hopper all the time. I always go, I should do something. I go, I don't got time. You
yeah,
know, and then by the time you know how it is. By the time you start looking at photo eyes, wall, remotes, shoot, you can go buy a new one. It's just too expensive. And then you plus you don't really know what's wrong with it. Was it a
hmm,
glitch? Was it, you're chasing stuff? Rusty says I keep putting new travel modules in and couldn't fix it. They added Loctite to it after that. Interesting.
oh, yeah, yep.
What's Tanner got here? Tanner's guy, he says I had the red back Genie screwdriver today. He says I have to replace Monday. Blew apart the what's it got in here? Blew apart the part that holds the motor to the screw drive part. It's probably that little. They used to have those little black couplers,
Uh-huh.
and then they went. Remember, they started putting metal around them, so they wouldn't
Yep.
wouldn't expand.
Yep. I've
So
got the kind. Yep.
yeah, I used to do trolleys all the time. Those were easy. Trolleys, those couplers. I don't really remember much else. The limits. The flick limits. I don't know if you ever experienced it, Tony, but I remember they would mess with me sometimes. That opener, if it sat for a while,
Uh-huh.
like the door broke, it would just like it wouldn't move like the opener, but I'd actually go up there and push one of the limits and it would fire back up. But
Yeah.
anything you do, if I remember that correctly, like I said, you sit there and push the wall button and go, what the heck? Why is this thing not moving? It wouldn't go back or forward. You go up there and push on the one of the limits. Normally I did the front one. It's fire up, go the opposite way.
Yep.
Oh, it's still alive, and
Yep.
it start working again just fine.
Those Genie screw drives, and you mentioned a trolley change. That's super simple.
Yeah.
Well, have you ever put one on that has the little sensors up top? It's not the trigger.
Oh, right, right, right. Yeah, the magnet
I
type thing.
on and it goes up and smack. I'm like, what the hell? And I look at it. I'm like, oh shit. Or one of those. There's two different kind. There's one that has a metal piece in there, and there's one
Oh,
trigger. I'm like, oh, fuck. That's the. You know what I did? I took a self tapping screw, just ran it in there, and that worked. It
ah,
shut it off. Because that's
oh,
if you look at those, the ones that have a little magnetic
yep.
strip up there. If you look in there, there's a little cutout, and there's a little cylinder, little metal cylinder they slide in there, and that's all it is. So I just ran it
Oh,
in there, and it worked.
sure. That's a good idea.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
I I just caught that this year, this past 2024. It happened to me. I was like,
Huh.
hell, what
So how did it did you have the wrong sensor or did somebody else do it?
trolley? Okay, now the trolley on the Genie screw drive, the black. It's that
Yeah.
fun here. Well, on the one they have the trigger, the little switch that it comes
Yep.
up. It knows where it's at. Well,
Right.
then when you ever see that one that has a little magnetic strip above it,
Yep.
well, that one on the trolley has a little metal rod in a little pocket
Okay.
right there.
Okay.
There's a little piece of metal about yay big. They
Yeah.
slide in the pocket that it senses. So I
Yeah.
didn't know that. I'm like, oh,
Got.
so real quick thinking, what can I do? I thought, oh, all it's sensing is that piece of metal. And
Dang.
up in there.
I'm wondering if we got one sitting out here. I'm just kind of curious because that
Yeah.
makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah. Look at it. I never caught that before.
I don't know if
Yeah,
I got any
like,
trolleys. Really don't do those much anymore.
I'm gonna look in the book here, see if they got them.
Yeah, take a look because that's interesting. I've seen the mag.
I've caught it this past year. Never
Yeah,
knew before.
I
Oh,
never knew that existed. Hmm. Seeing it right off the top of my head here. Dun, 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 dun. I think we still have a couple running around here somewhere. The plastic ones. Do 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 do. Yeah, I used to pop those things off real easy, man. Those were like, this is nothing. Oh, this one looks like it's more. No, this one's different. This one's. This ain't quite the right one.
no, it's this one here.
Huh. that guy. So you had like an older version?
There's two different versions of it.
I didn't know that.
One that has the trigger on the limits, and the other has the little,
Yeah.
magnetic
Yep.
thing.
I've seen that before, but I would have never. That
That,
could
that
really
one
screw.
requires a little metal chunk in the side of that.
Uh huh.
Look, if you come across one, look in the side of that trolley, and you'll see a little piece of metal stuck in there. I'm
That's
like, son of,
crazy.
I never knew that.
Yeah, that's pretty. I find that really interesting. I learned something. That's just I would have never.
I know. I just caught it this year.
Eh,
I've been doing it 20 years, and I thought, oh,
right,
that's the right part.
right.
And
What the
I
heck?
got looking at it, I'm like, oh my God, on this one, there's a little pocket for this little piece of metal to slide in, where mine didn't have that pocket because it was
Sure.
for the trigger, one
Right.
trigger on it.
Dang.
Yeah,
See, that's why you guys got to subscribe to Papa Tony's channel and all that. See, I mean,
that's right. You learn something.
yeah, just
Love this.
talk. Save something. I would have never thought of that.
I love this job because I learn stuff. I learn stuff all the time.
Yep, that
That's
is
I
true.
want to get this out and go.
Right. Oh, what's Tanner says? I had read all the Genie. Evan says, Dave, I sent you a video from a garage door geek. He says on how to hook up receivers or anything like key switch to new Chamberlain LiftMaster units. Oh, nice, nice. I mean, the only thing I wonder is if you like. Seems like it would screw up their communication. Maybe. I,
Yeah, Russ, seen
yeah.
it. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know exactly what, but it seems like that's the reason they went to that is because it communicates. So do you lose
Well,
any
like
features?
the 8365 267 comes with the remote and two remotes and a keypad. But
Right.
those people that have the wall button by their door and then one right by the outside, to reach around and hit it. I say, well, that's what the keypad's for now. You just hit that enter button, that's your outside wall button.
Oh,
I tell everybody because I always was told you can't have two buttons on there,
right, right,
wall
right.
button.
Far
So,
as far as I know, you can't. The worst time, I was at my old house and I pulled the car out. The wife had to do something, run, grab something in the house. She's walking out. I literally see her flip that keypad open. She hit one button. I got out of that car so quick. And I said, "Whoa!" I said, "What?" I was like, "What the hell did you just do?" I said, "I watched you didn't punch numbers in there because that's how I was always doing it." She
yeah.
goes, "It shows an arrow right here." And I mean, I felt like a dum dum. I said, "I'm the guy that does garage doors." And I said, "So you just hit that button?" She goes, "Yeah." She goes, "That brings the door down." I was like, "No freaking way!" You know, I couldn't. But it's like one of those things. I'm sitting in the car and I'm watching her, and I'm like, "Oh, she's gonna punch the number in." And I watch her hit one button and she just walks away the door. And I'm like, I got that car. What did you do? I've been always kind of bummed
Or
that,
the
that's the one thing unless somebody knows that you can, the genies don't do that. As far as I know,
mm,
they don't have that feature. So you got to type in the whole number and,
oh,
you know,
I hate that. Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Where that's really nice. But I do have where I've had customers that I have to reassure them, especially just certain customers in general, all of them. It just, because they go, first thing they go, well, so anybody can just walk up and hit the button and get in my garage. And I'm like, no, no. I'm like, that's just for the down, and normally I always make them do it. What I mean? I'll
Yeah.
be inside or something. I'll say, wait for it to stop flashing, because you know how it is. If they hit it while it's still flashing or whatever, it'll kick the door back open. So I just let it quit flashing. Now go ahead and enter the number, and then hit the enter button at the end. They're good to go, you know.
Yeah. You can shut that enter button off too. So you have to put the code in and then hit enter to close it.
Okay.
That one.
Yep. Yep. I didn't know you could do that. How do you kind of get to that or do that?
I got a video. You gotta watch my video.
Just reeling me in.
To be honest, I don't remember.
I know. I'm the same way.
I know there's a video out there. It's pretty easy. There's two numbers you hit to shut that on and off.
Ah,
Can't remember, but I made a video on it because I have a cat that lives in here. And this summer, I was always leaving the door cracked. And I walked up to it and thought, I wonder if I can just double click this, enter, and open this door. Sure enough, I did. I'm thinking,
dang.
holy shit, somebody just
Right.
up here and get my house. So I
Right.
made on it. And then Sky, he come back with, hey, you can hit these two buttons and it shuts that feature off. Then it's like the old one where you had to put the code in and then hit enter to close it. Uh,
Nice.
Sweet. So that's the way I have mine set up.
Nice.
And
Nice.
lady hates it because she used to just be able to hit the button and go.
Right.
No, you gotta put the whole code in now. I hate doing that. Put it back. Oh, I hate.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Oh, let's see what the comments got here. He says, I had read. He says, Dave sent you. He says, Evan says, he says, you press 1 and 9 until the lights flash to shut off. And then it says off the one button close. He says the one button close. Okay.
Yeah,
Huh. Or turn it on.
yeah.
That's nice. That's
Yeah,
nice.
two buttons you held. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, if anybody can find something on Genie, that'd be nice too. Because, like I said, I got places with Genies, and it's always like, and for some reason, sometimes like the Genie's almost like you got to wake them up. You know what I mean? So it's like it doesn't do it the first time, and so you're like, geez. So you go back and push it in, and it's like it gets real annoying because I got one place that doesn't have the wall button. It really needs one by it, so you can just reach around. It's real annoying. They got to walk to the wall button or hit the numbers. I know, modern day problems.
I
So
know.
first world problems. So horrible.
Yeah,
How it goes. What do you want to do, Tony? You want to start wrapping her up? What you thinking?
yeah. It is getting pretty late. I got to work tomorrow.
I
Man,
know I'm the same. I got to get up pretty early and all that jazz.
117 minutes we went. Dang.
Dang, and it wasn't like Streamyard didn't shut us off, so that's good. You
Uh,
know, and we got 13. I'm showing. Well, it's kind of weird. I show 13 on one. I show 12 on the other. We got
yeah, 12 and
you
5
got 12.
people watching.
Well,
Well,
that's pretty.
really appreciate you being here.
Yeah, yeah. We love having everybody. Plus, we're learning. I mean, I've learned two things tonight myself.
Yeah.
So the wall button, or the
Oh,
keypad, and the trolley.
yeah, I'm gonna look into that. I'm gonna look into the wall button thing here that
Oh
Evan
yeah,
do.
yeah,
I want to see that. That's what I want to see.
yeah. That'd be pretty cool. I don't know what. I know the one is Andy, the Brazilian guy.
Oh, he's great.
Yeah. Oh, he does good. He does good.
The
I was kind of hoping maybe eventually we should I don't know, maybe we should like announce it now, but I'd like to do kind of a meetup at some point if people wanted to, where we could do like the IDA show or something.
going. I'm in.
Yeah. So I mean, it'd be nice, but it'd be cool to see everybody. You know what I mean? It'd be cool. But yeah, Andy's got some good stuff. I don't know the guy's name for the geek. I don't know what his first name is. He pops in every once in a while, but he does all the older stuff in that too. He's got some pretty good stuff too. You know.
Well, I see that Brazilian hot dog. I love his videos.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's got great stuff. It's he's got a whole little slew of openers and all kinds of little tricks and stuff.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Unit 9, Genie. Evan says Genie just gives a delay close option on the wireless wall buttons. Oh, Evan says the geek, the garage door geek is Matt. I think I remember him saying that. I just don't talk to him enough.
Hmm.
So I think I actually gave him his number. He isn't. I don't think he ever reached out. Sometime I can't remember. But he's got some old stuff too, some of the openers. He's got one out there. I tell you what, if I ever come across it, I'll send it to you, Tony. But it's got some kind of shaft on it. The shaft goes in the garage as it travels open. It's so long it sags. I mean, it's like oh my gosh, you'd poke your eye out with that. You know what I mean? Like that's how it was designed. And I
Oh,
thought,
wow.
could you imagine like just like that thing leaning, and then if somebody pulled their car far enough, they had a deep enough garage and it hit the top, or like
Yeah.
it's just like
Yeah, I'd love to.
who engineered that? It's like they just thought we'll put a worm gear on it, whatever, and then the thing will just keep extending. And I thought, now that one's not a good design. Like I'm
Uh,
so glad they came out with a chain and sprocket and screw
yeah.
drive, and I just thought, goodness gracious.
Wow.
So
Wow.
you weren't able to. Oh, that's right. Evan already said you can't get three on unless we
Yeah.
do the one. That's all right. We'll do it. We'll do it sometime.
When is the IDA show? Do you know?
I think I thought it was like Atlanta somewhere, Georgia, I thought ish. And then I don't remember if it was like April.
Okay.
I have to Google it.
I'm gonna look it up because I definitely. Are you gonna go to it?
Yeah, I'll go. Like I said,
I
it'd be
want
good. I haven't been to one in quite a while, so I'd like to kind of see um, some of the stuff out there and the products, and um, it's fun to go. You know what I mean?
to.
Like you said, I always tell myself, then they like do the one in California. I'm always like, but it's just a little bit of a hike. You know what I mean? And then
Hmm.
some reason the schedule always kind of just goes, and we got to get an airplane and all that. Where it's like, if I can just kind of either cruise down or do something, um, I think this one's, like I said, a little closer.
Yeah, Georgia. That wouldn't be a bad drive.
Oh, he's already ahead of us. He's on top of it. He says April 10th through the 12th.
Oh,
And then
cool.
it's Atlanta. So yeah, that's what I thought.
Get some hotels booked.
There you go. He says, I don't think I'll be going anytime soon. Evan says, come on, Evan. You know, like like I said, these guys know the roads. I don't, but they do. Rich B and all that. So
Hmm.
and come get your stash of
Yeah.
Menards doors and openers and parts.
Yeah. Just cruise on over to Valparaiso. Hop in with Rich B.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, we missed Rich B. Unfortunately, I
I,
should have messaged him. He's gonna beat my butt.
I didn't see him tonight.
No, I didn't. I didn't message him either, though. I should have, because he. That's why. That's we always do the Batman signal. That's what he.
Oh yeah.
That's my code. This is really Evan. He says our border is easy to cross.
Oh yeah. Sure. For sure.
Yeah, and he says easy to cross for now. That's right, man. Anybody can come in. He says I don't think the girlfriend wants to go to garage door convention.
If home.
That's right. That's right.
I
She'll
plan
probably be happier with you gone anyways. You know what I mean?
on.
Tell her it's for business. You got to do it. It's business. You got to learn. You got to expand the business.
That's right.
Uh, what else you got? You could propose to her there. Ooh. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know the women. You know what I mean? Like that. Every woman's different. Might
So,
be good. Might be bad. So I don't know. Well, do what you want there, Tony.
all right. Well, hey, I appreciate you all being here tonight. This is my celebration of my 100 subscriber. I appreciate uh, Papa Papa Tony out. I'll let you say something, Dave, before I.
All right. Well, I'm going to sign off too. Like I said, it's Uncle Dave with Affordable Door and Gate. You guys always know how to get a hold of me. You got my channel, you got my number, all that stuff. Just remember, be safe, keep your fingers, and we'll see you on the next one.
That's right. All right, Dave. Been fun.
Same here.
All right. Take care.
See ya.
See you guys.